acknowledge the fact that Bad Bunny broke Trump's brain last night. I loved it. Also, Trump, the hypocrite, he actually showed Bad Bunny at his alternate event, which drew about 5 to 6 million people. It's so embarrassing for Trump. Even I can't wait to read this. I remember hearing about this at the time. Epstein's cellmate claims Trump administration wanted pervert power broker unalived, but it really says DE. The man who shared a cell with Epstein made the explosive claim in a pardon plea obtained by the Daily Beast. This is by Todd Latcham. Jeffrey Epstein's prison cellmate claims to have evidence that the Trump administration wanted the disgraced financier unalived and left him unprotected on purpose, according to a document obtained by the Daily Beast. This is compelling. Okay, Nicholas Tartaglione, a quadruple murderer and former police officer, filed a pardon commutation petition last summer in which he claimed that Epstein was deliberately exposed to violence in the hope that he would not survive long enough to stand trial. I can't imagine anybody just wanting to delay things like that. It doesn't sound anything like Trump, does it? Sounds exactly like him. It's going to get better and better. So prior to Epstein's death on August 10th, 2019, which officials ruled a suicide, jail bosses decided that America's most high-profile prisoner should share a cell with an accused mass murderer for reasons that have never been explained. We know why. Tartaglione had a reputation for extreme violence and a self-confessed hatred of child sex offenders. Tartaglione, who Epstein told prison guards had tried to kill him 3 weeks before he was found dead, claims it is no coincidence that he was deliberately moved into the same jail as Epstein and placed in the same cell as the convicted sex offender. Deliberately moved to the same jail? You mean they moved this guy from one place to another on purpose and directly into Epstein's cell? Really? Really? I'm going to tell you something real quick here. While I was doing time in about 2009, 2010, up in SeaTac, the guards once in a while would come to me and ask, can you maybe talk to this girl? Can you just maybe have a conversation with her? They were all sex offenders. No, I didn't unalive anybody. So Jeffrey Epstein's prison cellmate claims to have evidence. I really want to know what that evidence is. I'm going to show you a picture of this guy that they moved into the same jail in the same cell as Epstein. That's him. He's a dog lover. That's great, but... Ask Trump about the puppies. Dogs hate him. Have you ever seen dogs around him? Once in a while, they'll bring in like a canine. I remember this specifically. The dog didn't want anything to do with him. It hated standing next to him. It leaned away from him. I pointed that out to somebody in real time. In a 21-page petition obtained by the Daily Beast, Tartaglione says he believes the Trump administration wanted Epstein unalived, only it started with a D. A spokesperson for the White House said, anyone is able to submit a pardon request. Much like everything else, the Daily Beast writes, no one should take their garbage seriously. President Trump is the final decider on all clemency and pardon requests. It's the final say on everything. Trump, 79, has repeatedly denied any knowledge or involvement in Epstein criminal activities, but has long been haunted by his decades-long association with the uber-wealthy pedophile. The well-connected financier was found hanged in his cell at a Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York City while awaiting trial over child sex trafficking offenses. References to the president and his many high society and political associates identified in the Epstein files would likely have featured heavily during the public hearings. Anyway, the circumstances around Epstein's death remain controversial, and in many Epstein circles, including his brother Mark, his co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell, his former butler, and his legal team, do not believe that he took his own life. This week, outspoken podcaster Joe Rogan, once a Trump supporter, also blasted the government for placing Epstein in a cell with Tartaglione. It's weird that they took a guy who's one of the most high-profile defendants ever. You put him in a jail with a mass murderer? I mean, kind of crazy. Really, Joe? Really, Joe? Really, Joe? Really, kind of crazy. Reports into Epstein's death blamed widespread institutional failings, but they were riddled with inconsistencies. A prison psychologist who saw Epstein in the weeks before his death reported that he said suicide was against his religion and insisted he was too cowardly to hurt himself because he couldn't stand pain. Look, he was all of the bad things and all of the monster he was. But as far as I know from anything I've read, he wasn't really into pain. That wasn't what he did to the girls or had the girls do to him, like others did. Jim Jordan, Andy Biggs, Clarence Thomas. Oh, ask Trump about the puppies. Let's see. And Epstein's lawyer later told a judge overseeing the Epstein's case, at or around the time of his death, we did not see a despairing or despondent person. On Thursday, CBS News reported a document in the Epstein files that showed investigators flagged an orange-colored figure on jail surveillance video moving toward Epstein's locked housing tier around 10:39 p.m. on August 9, 2019, despite earlier official assurances that no one entered that area that night. The FBI's observation memo described the image as possibly an inmate, while the DOJ Inspector General view treated it as a corrections officer. Now, it could be somebody carrying orange laundry. I doubt it. It was probably an inmate. They probably made a deal with one of those inmates that had life in fucking prison, that they would give them a certain amount of money or whatever. I'm just asking questions here because that's what I know has been. I know that this happens. I've been in prison. I know all of the dirty schemes between the guards and the inmates, especially between the guards and the inmates. I know everything about all the ways you can get shit in and get shit out and get away with this or get away with that. I'm an expert at that. Like, I have a PhD in that, unfortunately. Very productive, huh? They could have found somebody like that and just opened their door and opened Epstein's door and let him do it and washed our hands of it. You tell me. What do you think?